Hello everyone and welcome back to my IIC save on Football Manager 2017. So first off we'll look at the transfers, and actually we haven't signed anyone because it's a youth save, but we have sold a player. Nick, we'll just call him Nick. I didn't see my plans and he wasn't good enough to stay and play, so I figured I may as well cash in on him. We got £1.2 million from Chievo, and he's now left the club. Also, some youth players were brought into the main team. Joe van der Sar, I'm not sure, I don't think I mentioned him last episode, but we brought him in, mainly because Bertrand Traore and Tim Krill both left. We cancelled their loans. We also brought in E03 from the youth team. He was only 18 and a right back, and the only right back we currently had in the squad was Kenny Teddy. I did want to bring through a left back as well, as a backup to Mitchell Dykes, but we couldn't really find one that was developed enough. So for now, Mitchell Dykes will be playing as a left back, but he does seem to have, good physical stats. So hopefully he'll be fit enough to play for most of the season until we get a good young left back that can come in and act as a good backup. Well, we've played a few games in the league and the first leg of the Champions League Best Players playoff. This episode we'll look at the Champions League Best Players playoff, but it'll be the second leg against Rostov. But in the league, after the last game we played against Utrecht, we were still playing the thriller back in this formation, and it ended 2-2. Not the best result, especially for the first game of the season. We were outplayed in terms of possession and we had less shots. Overall, it just wasn't a good enough result, and the next game was up against Fenerud, and that went even worse. Jorgensen scored twice for Fenerud throughout the game, while the shots and the possession were quite equal. We were still take our chances, and it just wasn't good enough again. Fenerud, yeah, they're one of the best teams in the league, but we should still be putting up a good performance against them, and to lose 2-0 isn't good enough. Next we went up against S01, and we dominated the game in terms of shots. We had 12 to their 2. They had more possession, 56% to our 44%, but overall none of the strikers could find the back of the net, and it ended 0-0. A few yellow cards here and there, but nothing major really happened. And then we came up in the first leg of the Champions League playoff against Rostov, which we won 3-0 away from home, with Karol Zivkovic scoring a hat-trick, and a game that maybe we did not deserve to win by 3 goals. If you look at the stats, we only just had a few more shots on them, and the possession was quite equal, but further on their side. And overall, while we won, I don't think we deserved to win by such a large margin, but it did put us in a very good position for today's game. And then the only league game that we won during the time, and during the whole season so far, was against AZ, who themselves have been struggling, but it was a very exciting match, ending 5-2. We dominated the game in possession and shots, so deserved the victory. But yeah, Nuri, Ziyech, Zivkovic and Klaassen got the goals for us. Ron Vlaar scored a penalty for them, and Fred Friday, you gotta love that name, don't you? But he did get them a goal. Hasn't performed great for them this season. But yeah, that was how that league game went. And now we're at the home game of the Rostov Champions League playoff. I'm very sure that if we win this, we end up in the Champions League group stage. So for this game, we're making a few changes. We're going to put Kenny Tetty back into the team. And Veltman isn't fit enough to play, so Westerman's coming. And we've got David Clausen back in as we're trying out Nuri, who's a young central midfielder. I'm sure you've noticed that we've changed formation. We went from 3 at the back to 4 at the back. Main reason for that is we want to do well in the Champions League, and I feel like having 3 at the back will get overrun. It wasn't working for us in terms of the first game of the season. A 2-2 draw Utrecht. The defence just looked too weak. We kept the defensive midfielder spot, which is being kept by Bazoa at the moment. And he plays well there, and it just helps to keep the defence solid while also helping us to push forward from the back. Clausen and Serrero are taking the central midfield spots. Both of them have played quite well this season. Serrero surprised me this season. I didn't think he's going to be, a first-team starter. But he's played well when he's played, and he's kept down his position as a first-team starter. How long that will last depends on how good the youth players are. But we do have someone in the B team, Frankie de Jong, I think his name is, who I do want to actually replace Serrero with. On the left wing, we got Ziyech, probably the best player in the team, and that has been shown in his performances with an average rating of 7.59. El Ghazi on the right wing. We have been playing Nunnally a bit, mainly off the bench, but El Ghazi starts normally, and that will continue on today. And Zivkovic up top after that hat-trick and goals every now and then. He's shown to be the best striker we've got compared to Cassiera. Cassiera had a good pre-season, but in terms of the league and Champions League, he just hasn't performed to a good enough standard. Joe van der Sar is not going to play and goal for us, probably. He's just there as a backup until we can get a very good young goalkeeper to come through. So we're already 3-0 up in this game, so we should pretty much easily be able to make it through into the group stage. I'm fairly sure if you make it to the group stage, you get about £10 million in bonuses. Then after that, I will try speaking to the board about improving the youth facilities and maybe even the training facilities. I did ask them at the beginning, but they turned it down and said I've only just joined and I should work with what I've got to begin with. Actually, Rostov have just scored. Bukharov. I don't think we haven't deserved to concede. It's their first shot of the game. I don't know. They've got an away goal, but we've got 3. Again, just let down by the centre backs. Not marking them. I am noticing Bazoa's fitness is very low at the moment. He's probably took a few knocks here and there. But Zivkovic, well, straight to the keeper. So far we've dominated the game in terms of shots, but we still set a goal down. Tetty with the interception is out to El Ghazi from Zivkovic, and Zivkovic hits the post. I think that's offside. Yeah, offside. It's not been the best start from us so far. I am really worried about Bazoa's fitness here. It's down to 63, and it's not even half time. Right, well, Bazora's going to come off for Van der Beek, and hopefully we can push on in the second half and cement our Champions League place. I want Van der Beek to be a first-team starter. He's a very, very solid player. Still has room to improve and stuff. He just needs to do it sooner rather than later. E03 is going to come in at centre back for a rider role just due to fitness levels. And Davy Stingraven will come on for Davy Clarkson. I was expecting more from Zivkovic this game after his hat-trick in the first leg, but he just hasn't performed, which is disappointing. Zivkovic is through, straight into the side netting. We did not deserve to be losing, and I just noticed Villarreal have had 3 red cards this game against Borussia Mönchengladbach. Tetty. So yeah, counts 1-1. I don't think they're going to score 3 goals within the next 20 minutes. So we should be through. I'll be disappointed with a draw in this match overall. It's not been great. You know, we've dominated in terms of shots, we just haven't took our chances. Ziyech. Stingraven doesn't manage to get there, and I don't know why. We don't look attacking enough, which is strange when I'm thinking attacking, but we just scored Zivkovic finally coming good in this game, and that means we are 5-1 up in aggregate and 2-1 up in this match. Fitness levels are a bit of a worry this season. There are a lot of players in the first team squad, but then there are also a lot of players in the B team and in the youth team. We have a lot of players at this club. That's just the way it is. But the game's nearly finished here, and we are going to take the victory by the looks of things, unless they have a last minute attack here. But I don't think they are, because they're passing it around too much. They don't seem to be heading forward while passing it around, which is interesting. There's been a bit of time with the takedown. There we go. Full time, Ajax 2, Rostov 1. Team talks aren't going great today. We're having a few demotivated players. But we dominated the game. We deserved, we deserved to do well and to go through. £1.72 million for beating Rostov, and £10.93 million for getting to the group stage. I am going to show you the group stage draw. It's on the next day, which is now today. Hopefully we'll get a fairly easy group. We're in the first seed though, so that's pretty much out of the question. So we'll do the first 2 teams in each group. Okay, so Moscow and Atletico Madrid. I prefer, actually looking at other groups, I'll take that one, but we haven't got it. PSG and SE Porto, no. PS3, oh unlucky. Leicester and Dortmund, I would happily have that one. No, we haven't got that one either. Barcelona and Napoli, no, thank God. Real Madrid and Arsenal, definitely not. Juventus and Sevilla, I would take that one because I think we may have a chance against Sevilla. We've got that one. So we'll get everyone else in there. So these are the groups. I would say the most difficult group there is probably the Bayern, Man City, Lyon, and Victoria Pilsen. Obliterated that name. Who are these? Oh, in the Champions League group stage, there's an Israeli team, which is interesting. Real Madrid, Arsenal, Dynamo Kiev. I think they might go out in the early stages of the group stage. Also interesting, there's an Azerbaijan team, Karabakh, who are with Atletico Madrid, Basel, and Moscow. Again, I don't see much hope for them either. It's interesting to see some new and different teams from, nations that aren't exactly well known for their amazing footballing talents. So yeah, looking at the team schedule, I think the next game will probably be an Eredivisie game or a Champions League group stage game, depending on which comes first. Well, obviously the Eredivisie game comes first, but we want to, 5-6 games maybe, and we'll see what games are there, if there's any exciting games. I do want to try and get as many, Champions League games into there as possible, just because that's what we are aiming to win. But yeah, we're through, we're into the group stage. The league, we're currently in 12th. 1 win, 2 draws, 1 defeat, and plus 1 goal difference. It's not been a great start, but I feel like now we're getting used to the tactic that I've changed to, with the 4 at the back. I feel like we should hopefully do a bit better and end up at the league. Interestingly, AZ, who are a fairly solid team, are in the relegation playoffs at the moment, with only 1 point and -7 goal difference. In fact, I'm fairly sure that goals scored is the only thing keeping them above Willem II, or Willem II, depending on how you're meant to say that. Go Ahead Eagles are top of the table. I don't expect them to stay there. I expect Fenerbahce to overpass them, and maybe even PSV. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you come back next time, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thank you, and goodbye.